Hello, isotopians. Isotopians. How do we feel about that one? Yay? Nay? Let me know in the comments. Maybe if I have time later, I'll tell you about the whole the name thing. But anyway, I am Leonidas. This is Nuclearis version 2.0, patch 178. We're continuing on with our mini-series. We're on episode... I don't actually know what episode it is. What are we on? 7? 6? I think? I should probably know these things. I should probably look them up before I start doing things like this. But you know, hey, here we go. So, yeah, let's rock and roll. We are where we left off last time in episode 1 minus whatever this one is, 6. We purchased loop 3, waiting for it to get installed. Might have been delayed, I think, because of bad weather. No, the last one, that was 5. Last one, we went outside. And now loop 3 has been delivered. It has been set up and installed. Mostly, I guess it looks like I'm waiting on a steam generator. Yeah, and the turbine. Huh. I might be on the wrong save. Standby 1, let me check. Okay, now we're on the correct save. Can you tell I'm not a professional YouTuber? Not trying to be, just doing this for fun, help folks out. But anyway, so we are about 20 minutes from now 17 minutes shy of having our steam generator on loop 1, our tertiary loop, and the turbine installed. Everything else is set up, ready to go. Pro tip: if you open valves before everything's installed, stuff tends to leak. So, not good. So I've not primed any of my pumps. I have not done anything, just waiting for it to install, because there's some things that we need to do before we can bring loop 3 online. And some people ask, hey, Leonidas, why get a third loop on day, what day are we on? 3. Well, the reason is because I very much like to run 2 loops. When you install a second loop, your demands typically go up by about 10. And I think they go up by 10 again when you install a third one. So that's one, is the increased demand. I think that's the fastest way to increase demand in the shortest amount of time in the game. Number 2, when these demands jump, going back to look at the service compliance, I mean, these aren't huge jumps, but to go to 32, 27, down to 21, that's kind of a lot. Especially when the way that I run mine, when I move my MSCV by 1, my power output jumps by 4. My megawatts change by about 4. So it's easier to do if I've got 2 loops going and they kind of split the difference. They're each doing half the workload. Makes it a little easier. So what I'll probably do is go ahead and speed up here. We're just going to do a quick overview of where we're at with the plant. I've got 1 fuel bank installed that you can see here. Temperature, I like to keep it around 300. That's looking good. Our core vessel's a little low. And when we get these, the steam generator and the turbine installed, and I got to start prepping these, that's when it kind of gets exciting, because I've got to fill my primary loop with water from the core vessel. I got to keep my core vessel volume up, but it's also going to dilute the boric acid concentration even further. So then I got to run this and keep that going. And then eventually we're going to have to fill our third steam generator coolant with 50,000 liters that's going to come off of our condenser pool. So, and that's all before we can even get started. So it's going to be a lot going on, juggling, making sure that the temperature stays good, that our boron stays good, that this doesn't drop too low. And I was going to skip, but I've been jabbing so long that I guess we're just going to wait for it to finish installation and go. Notice when these announcements come, it might be loud, so you may want to turn down your speakers here for a second. Oh, and then nothing happens. Maybe it's at the end of the minute. Oh, come over on my... Oh, that wasn't too bad. I'm working on it. What? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Oh, wait. One thing at a time. Okay. Bring that down. Acknowledge that. Where are we looking? Yeah, all while I'm trying to maintain compliance over here. So I think we're good. Okay, heaven help us. We're about to start priming our primary pump for loop 1 or tertiary loop. Now what we're doing here is right now all the pipes are empty and we need to fill them before we try to use them. So I call it priming the pumps, and it's a very important step. So the first thing we got to do when a loop is installed, and this trips up so many people, please make sure to open your valves. Okay, do not leave them in the open status. That will damage them as the actuators continue to work against, well, an already open valve. Plus, if there's ones that, nope, other way. Thank you. The A4 valve is your MSCV. These three are your MSCV of the A, B, and C loop, so please don't touch them. I mean, you can, I guess, but you don't need to. And we'll open these guys. So leaving them in open position can damage your valves over time. So once they're open or closed wherever you want them, you get the green light, go back and just put them in the off position, like we're doing here. Where is it at? 5. Wait for it to finish. And we should be green across the board when we look up, except for the A4 valve, which is okay. Yep, we are all good. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to open this MSCV. And I am going to open up my bypass to 100. The reason for this is, in order to prime my primary pump, what I need to do is turn it on and start fluid going through it, water in this case, our cooling liquid. Well, what that's going to do is it's going to send heat down to our steam generator in loop 1, which, if it had water in it, would cause it to heat up, create pressure, and could start the turbine early. I don't want to do that. So that's why I start with this one first, prime that one before I prime this one. And it's going to take a little while. So let's get going now. And we do this very slowly, very gently. If you haven't saved, save your game. Make sure you don't use this one. It will throw everything off. But we're going to go nice and gentle. We're going to start with a 5 here. And we're going to run over here. Remember our boron concentration was 2703. We are already way behind. Just by installing the pumps, that dropped. So I'll bet our temperature, wow, I'm shocked this has not come up yet. Very surprised. Because this was 2703 if you remember. We're way down. It's going to every minute that's going to jump by 50. Now I got to run back over here because look, my volume is dropping very quickly. I need to bring that up and not too high. Remember when we shut off this feed water pump, it will continue to, as it spools down, it continues to pump in water. It's not an instant off. So I can't let this get too high because again, I don't want to trip my pressurizer. I don't want to go over, say, 2450. That would be bad news bears. So we'll turn that one off and check our temperature. We are falling like a rock. So let's go ahead and, which means I am probably overdosing here. We back, yeah, we are way good over there. Bring that down. I let that go too many minutes. Yeah, it's fallen. It is falling. Let's go 45, get that back up. Okay, come back over here. Oh, I just killed my pressurizer. Bet me, I just killed my pressurizer after I said don't do that. We may have to reload this because I don't want to go through a pressurizer re-chunking. Because my primary loop was going, I might have saved it. I'm shocked because it does not always work out that nicely. Let me tell you. Ooh, yeah, you overfill those and your core vessel, get it up to 2500 or 2499.6, which is sometimes the max it'll take, and you're in kind of hot water. We're coming down a little bit. We'll let this work its way back down to 2703. So we're getting a little hot there. Let's put this back to what were we at? 55, I think. Get that back up. And we're checking demand here. We're good there. Everything else is still fine over on this end. Okay, so we continue the balancing act. This is not coming down very fast at all. I'm pretty surprised. Now this is going to take a while, so we actually might increase this a little bit because I don't want this video to go too long, or I'm gonna have to do a bunch of skipping. So I don't recommend filling it that fast. I'll just tell you right now, I don't recommend doing it that quickly because things will move well, way quicker than what you want them to do. This is continuing to drop, so I overdosed that one. Normally, I think it's if you put it at 5 over on this one, I think you can put this one at 3 grams a minute and it will hold basically still. I put it at 50 because it did drop so fast. But remember, every minute it's dropping, that number, that concentration goes up by 50. And I failed to walk over and do something about it. So this is coming down because our boron is so high. And now it's going up. What? Have we broken something? Well, that's just overfilled. Huh. Well, that's new. Okay. I've never had it fill that fast. Ever. Yeah, that's quite a bit higher than what I wanted. So what I'm going to do is open my RCV. I'm going to turn this off because my pump is primed. I know that because my coolant level isn't dropping anymore. So we'll turn this off. Whenever these are at 0, I highly recommend turning the switches off so that in case you accidentally turn this out of habit, you're not spinning these up when you don't mean to. So we're going to open up the RCV. Let's start with a 10 count. Okay, that's about 10. Turn it back to close. Let's see how we did. So I would like that a little lower. Not nearly enough. Okay, we were at what, 74? It took us down to 63, and that was a 10 count. So I like to keep mine at 20, so we're gonna go 20 count this time. Okay. Okay, we'll see where that ends up. So my boron has probably come down also a little bit. Yep, we were at 2703 earlier. Where are we at here? Coming back down to that 301 that we were at. See where this stops. 2435, I'm fine with that. That's pretty close. We're not going to mess with it anymore. Okay, now make sure this guy's off, and we're going to fill this one. This one takes a long time until it doesn't. What I mean by that is these pipes to fill, especially loop 1 it seems, are really long. So we're going to put this guy at a nice little 15. Okay, and we're going to let this, well, just start filling. And if we watch here, we might go triple speed. Wait, what am I doing? Am I good over there? Yeah, we're still good. What's my demand going to do? Up or down? Down a hair. So let's anticipate that by, let's drop you, do there, just so I don't overdo my, because I'm not using resistor banks. So hopefully that'll come down. Where are we at on this side? Oh, 25. Why are we so high over there? I didn't even realize what I was doing. That might be too low, but we'll find out here in a minute. We've already, because it's so close to the end of the hour, we're already well over our 90. So this is going to take a while. I didn't mark what time we started doing the secondary pump, but it's going to take a while for the water to get there. When it does, we crank it up to 100, and then I usually let it go to at about 30,000 and shut it off and see where it ends up. So we'll go from there. And at 2 minutes after, oh no, they've adjusted. Okay, so it used to take 2 minutes to show us our new demand. That's pretty close. Are we going to be under? Ooh, no, we're a little under. So we do need to go. I'll tell you what. We're going to go back to where we had it at 20 and 4, and we're gonna adjust it by bringing down our primary heat. We'll take it down to 10, and hopefully that'll drop it enough to get closer to that 19. We're going to get yellow boxed, I'm sure. This is pretty high, so we will bring that one down. That'll also help bring how much we're generating down Yep, there's our yellow box as predicted. This is still sitting good. Have we gotten any? Yep, we're just now starting to come up, so we will crank this up to 100. Notice that we're still at 1, we're still at 12, I'm sorry, at 20 here because there's no heat, right? If we were trying to do this while this primary pump was running, we'd be dropping off heat in our steam generator, which we don't want to do. So this will fall, but I'm okay with it. When it's done, I don't think it's going to go below, I don't think it's going to go into the red zone. It'll stay just above it. We can add a little bit more to it because remember this is, but not a lot. Actually, I don't even know if I will add more to it. Probably not. Just because when I shut these off, when I have to shut down the loops, we're going to be looking at a lot of water hanging out. And when all the steam recondenses and everything, and I don't want these too high. If they get too high, you have to drain them off because there's not enough space, physical space inside the steam generator for there to actually be steam as you're heating it up, as you're boiling it off. So you get this artificially high pressure just because the open space for steam is so small. Oh, look at that. So we end up dropping below, or I'm sorry, getting close to right underneath it. And that looks good. Yeah, so I like that much better. Yeah, no longer getting yellow boxed. Perfect. This probably came way down. I'm fine with where it was, so let's take that back to 5. Still coming up. Okay, so we're gonna go triple speed, and I'll go ahead and skip ahead. If nothing else changes, we'll come back when we're at 30,000 and shut this guy off. Okay, so we massively overdid this one, which is good. This will be a good learning experience. So I put it on triple speed, walked away from it, got distracted, and we have way overfilled this one. So we are going to go ahead and start draining, and I will show you how this works. Remember I said don't ever leave those in the green position? Guess what I did there. So we are on loop 1. We're going to open that up and start draining. So good learning exercise. Show you what to do when you overfill your steam generator. So now we'll go triple speed because this has to get to 0 before we're even gonna be able to do anything with that guy. We'll let it go to about 52. Now it's got 53. We'll shut it off now and see how, because again, because it's an actuator, as we close it, it's going to take a while to close. So we'll see how we ended up. Mistakes abound. It wouldn't be a Leonidas video if there weren't some mistake we had to take extra steps to. Okay. So we need more out. Let's do it again. And we stopped it at I think 53, and it took us down to about 52. So we'll stop when this one gets to 5100 and see how close we get to that 50. And then we will need to fill that up a little bit because we've drained off probably about 8,000 liters here. And then we're going to be ready to start up the third loop. And I said I was going to stop at 51 and got to talking and didn't actually do it. So we've now, you know what, we're just going to leave it. Nope. So now we've gone too far the other way. Let's see how far we've gone. Oh my goodness. This is how you know that I do this live. Where else are you going to see mistakes like this? Do I care about 15,000 liters? 1,500 liters? Yeah, why not? Let's just do it. It'll be fine. So half of 15 is 7. So once I get to, this time I'm not going to walk away. Once I get to 50. I can't do math. 49.2. I'll shut it off. Oh man, it's taking a long time. Speed it up a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Come on, 49.2. Okay, go 1 speed. 6, 8. There it is. Shut it down. Oh, please don't give me the one with the... Oh, and look at how far under we are. Holy cow, did we miss that last hour compliance? Oh, new day. 3rd loop. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. And we need way more heat than what we're doing. Let's go straight to 30. Okay, this should stay about the same. Let's see how we ended up. Still under. You know what? Good enough. Good enough for government work because I'm tired of messing with it. Time to bring up our 3rd loop. So let's go ahead and do our loop startup. If I remember, I will put this checklist. It's very short, but I will put it in the description of this video. So we're going to go ahead and start up loop 3 now. Make sure we're all good to go. Now we want bypass at 0. We want MSCV at 0. Okay. Let's see. Primary coolant pump, we're going to start at 15. It's okay that they're not. And this is going to start This is going to start very fast because the water's already hot. This is not like a normal startup. You're going to see this temperature just go flying. So it'll get to 100 and start making steam very quickly, which is why we turn these ahead of time. See, look, my bypass isn't even closed all the way yet. So I'm going to be creating, well, no, because that's at 0, but so look at that. Pressure's already climbing. We are going. Once the generator pressure is at 60, secondary to, we're going to go 25 and 5 over on these guys. So we'll let that keep building. How are we doing? 32, overshot it a bit. We'll bring this one down to, say, 25. Okay. Oh, resistor banks. Don't forget your resistor banks. Is that even on my... Nope, I'm adding to my checklist. This click you guys hear sometimes in my videos is my literal click pin. Don't get distracted. Okay. Resistor. That's my click pin, and I add to my handwritten checklists here. On. Okay. If the resistor bank was not on when we're starting this, we will cause damage to it because it is off the grid. Okay, we're almost there. Speed up time a little bit, just because this video is already way too long. Triple speed it is. Okay, we're there. So now we're going to go straight to 5. We're going to go 25. And the turbine won't start as fast. If you ever shut down the turbine and then restart it, as soon as you open the MSCV, it's almost instant. But for a first time starting up that loop, it does take a minute. So don't be alarmed that your pressure drops a bunch, your temperature drops a little bit. Look how far that fell. Now you know why I filled my own up to 50,000. I just burned 35,000 liters. If we had stopped at, well, 20, we wouldn't have had enough. For the way that I work, using pressure to run my systems, wouldn't work. So we heard the turbine starting up. Let's just make sure everything's copacetic over there. Yeah, we're keeping up with, are we yellow box? Nope, we're good. Oh, why is it, oh, it doesn't matter. Because we have our resistor banks working for us, so that's fine. I don't know where it's getting that number. What? I don't know why it's saying 150, 148, but let's go triple speed. And I know this is going to be a long video. I apologize. I'm trying to, I'll probably skip ahead to Synchroscope time to make it as short as I can. Okay, welcome back. A couple notes while you were gone. I had AO start his preventative maintenance. I kept up with I had to change to keep up with the demand. And my condenser temperature kind of got away from me. I forgot that when you start new loops, you have more heat running through here. You got to really keep an eye on your condenser temperature. It got a little high, but we've got it resolved. So now don't forget to switch to your correct turbine on your Synchroscope. I leave it off because sometimes this sound gets annoying. But we are coming up on our 3052. Don't mash these buttons. Wait for it to stop. It'll get above 3050. It's probably going to stop at 3052 because it's the first time I'm starting up this turbine. Oh, it's like I've done it a time or two. So we mash it a few times and wait for the green sync light, which we have. We'll go ahead and close it. And we're rocking and rolling. There we go. So we are now on the grid with 2 loops. Temperature was good. Also, did you guys notice when I cut away, I was waiting for something, I think filling or something. I was standing right here and AO smashed me into the console. And I turned around and I was like pinned between them. I couldn't move left or right. Yeah, just say him. He's trying to kill you. Trying to kill all of us. Okay, so we're going to bring this demand down together. Let's do that by, we will synchronize these demands here, or I'm sorry, these numbers here. Put that at 15, and then we're going to bring both of these down. We'll step them down together. I can use this one now because I'm using both, doing both loops the same. Whoa, too far, too far, too far. Too far. Okay. I'm going to need to bring it down probably one more. Because right now I'm producing 40-ish, right? Or 41 in this case, right? So 41, which is way over our 25. But we'll give it a few minutes to stabilize. Actually, what's our demand going to do? Let's take a look. Estimated. Probably, I can't tell. It's either going to stay the same or drop a little bit. But I still need to step down either way. So we'll go triple time. Temperature still holding steady. Very steady. That's why I like this boron. It makes keeping the temperature boring. See what I did there? It's late. How we good? How we doing? Good? Good? Okay, I think we're about there. So we'll come down one more with this guy. And we'll come down 1 on each of these. 3 here. 3 here. You can link these, except for then this one's going to turn 2. Is it going to mess anything up? Nope. But again, I like to leave this at 100 so that I don't accidentally start up my turbine without meaning to. So we should be at about 32 because of rounding errors. We'll bring these guys down to 10. Like so. And that should bring both of these down a little bit further. Probably not enough. So what I'll do is I'll just pick one of them. Let's go loop 1. Actually, I'm going to put you back at 15. Keep the heat coming a little bit. Keep my pressure up. If you guys have seen my videos, what happens when we get down to 10 and 2, the torque on that turbine gets really low. We're already flirting with 3.5, which is a stall number. Well, about 2.5. Did I say 3.5? I meant 2.5. 2.5. So we're actually good there. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Here we go. And watch. Oh, we are, let's see how close we get to it. Okay, we stayed there. The reason we stayed that high is because we had so much heat coming down. And we should be right at about 26. That's good. So we'll let this number update in just a moment. There it goes. Now I can turn off my resistor banks. Voila. So see how now I'm using both loops to maintain this demand, and I can do everything I need to on loop 1 right now. In the next episode, because this has already gone way too long, in the next episode we will do a loop swap. I will swap loop 2 for loop 3 so that I can do those repairs on loop 2. In fact, I'm gonna skip it to when he's almost done. Maybe I'll finish before we can end the video. Give it triple speed. Here it comes. There it is. Wait for the red dot. Okay. This is the generator. which I don't care about. And I'm shocked that number 2 doesn't need... How close are we? Loop 2, check those real quick. Electric generators, where you at? 8 and 8. So they don't even need it yet. So by the time I do the next episode, we're going to shut down loop 2 to perform maintenance. We'll bring loop 3 up, and we should be good to go. So anyway, so again, what we did in this episode was we primed our tertiary loop, which was we didn't have to when we had loop 2, right? Because we did prime it, but it was cold when we did it. We installed those loops at the beginning of before we'd ever started up the reactor. They were installed along with everything else. So except for the turbine, I think. Either way, so we primed these. Numbers are looking good. We managed to keep our temperature here. And again, a lot of people complain that when they do this, their temperature goes through the roof. I think what they're doing is not priming their loops and or forgetting about boron. Because when that drops, this temperature is going to spike. And it'll spike a lot. So especially if the more removed your control rods are. So anyway, I've demonstrated that it is possible. It can be done. If you have any questions, comments, if I missed something, please let me know in the comments. And we can interact there. Come check us out on the Discord. Ask questions. Say hi. Teach me a better way to do this stuff, because I'm just figuring it out like you guys. So thanks so much for stopping by. My isotopes. No, what did I call you guys? Isotonians. My isotonian friends. I'm Leonidas, and we'll see you again soon.